Hi, my name is Brenda, Power Medicine Woman, and I am doing a test run to see of the time. The time is in Australia, and hopefully it will be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the USA. So it is 1 p.m. here in South Australia. I seem to have had a couple glitches. I think I figured out how to get the the camera to work better, and I also bought an Ethernet cable so that the connection will stay stronger. I really am hoping that this works because I'd love to do this time slot. And I think I hear quiet. Why? Because they were trimming a tree, which I understand trees need to be trimmed, but I thought, whoa, how is this happening right now? And I said, okay, Spirit, if I'm supposed to do it, I shall do it. And so to me, this is a grand day because this is my roots. This is my home. This is United States. This is Michigan, you know. And I see some faces that I love, and I'm excited to see them. And then I'm looking at all of these beautiful people and that I've also met here in Australia. So this is exciting. So I didn't advertise it because I didn't know how it was going to work. Learning. Again, nothing is a failure. They're just steps to greatness. And I am learning. So today is they're celebrating Australia Day. And so I thought, oh yeah, everybody's going to be out and about. And I just didn't know they were going to be cleaning outside. All right, get myself calm. I feel a lot of excitement in the chest. I'm picking people up already. How this is going to work, hopefully we'll have a format down where I'd like to talk for a few minutes, and that'll give you some time to share. Now, normally I have a little a picture or a meme that you can reshare, and then when we see that you shared it, then your name goes in the box of the hope chest. And like I said, this is just a test run. What will happen is, let's see here. I got to stop saying that word. I got disconnected, so I got reconnect up. I'm going to say first off, thank you, spirits. You're all going to stand behind the camera because if you're in the front of the camera, you're going to mess with the camera. I've noticed that if you stand too close to the side and you have a strong signal, then you can mess with the Ethernet or the internet. So hopefully we will have all of those glitches figured out. And hello all of you. So excited about this. Look at all those beautiful names. Oh, names I know. And I welcome all the new ones too, because I'm ready to get to know you too. Oh, look at all those pretty faces. Okay, so the hardest part is getting this thing to scroll properly on my tiny little screen. I have an older system, so hopefully, over time, I'll be able to have a couple computers. I'd like to do this YouTube live and maybe do blog talk. One of my good friends, McManus, is checking in with me because he's the one that's helped me to get onto radio, and I used to do an internet radio. And so there's a lot of encouragement, which is what you need. And when you look at those opportunities, then it's beautiful. Somebody was blind to opportunities. And then as I'm driving yesterday, what I noticed was the road was clear to, go across. And I says, oh, look the opportunity is clear. In fact, I think my husband said that. But it was like, oh my God, I'm now, because I'm helping you, it helps me because Spirit teaches me in a different way. So now I'm looking and going, opportunity. So this is what this is an opportunity to do many things. I'd love to do like I did on the radio, which was to hear your voice, because I can do readings. Doesn't matter about time and space because you just connect up on that frequency and it's just instantaneously. But it's beautiful when you have a feedback system. And that's that fine tuning, which is what we really want. So what the fine tuning does is it helps you begin to know how you know, and it begins to help you to know more about who you are. What is this really about is it has, hi, my nephew. Okay. I'm like so excited. I can feel everybody's energy. I like this. Okay. Now, what would have happened if I'd actually advertised? All right, fine tuning. It's so, we all know what it's like to be human. And when we come in, we have really no choice but to be in the environment we chose, as our soul chose on a soul contract. And as it chose this, we instantaneously start listening and listen to the paradigms, not just of the world consciousness, but of our mother and our father and our siblings and our pets and our society and our churches and where we live. And this helps shape what it is that our soul wants us to learn and to do. So what happens when you do this is that you start to observe, learn, be taught, and some of these things are perfect for you at the moment, but as you gradually grow your consciousness, as you chronologically age, you also start to create a maturity in the spiritual aspect, the emotional and mental aspects, not just the physical. And each of those quadrants out of the four, each of those are very, 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 very important. And it's like the, what do you want to call it? Emotion or intelligence, IQ, the intelligence quotient. Well, you want your emotional quotient. You want your mental quotient. Emotion, mental, they pretty much go together, but they are separate to some degree. And then you have your spiritual one. Now that's the hugest one that people have trouble with. And that is what I basically came in to this world, was to discover more of me. Now, I love my family, but I also respect where everybody's at. And how do you function as you, while you live amongst all these people? Well, that's up to you to decide, right? And you can watch and you can learn and you can be just like everybody else. But can you? In this day and age, you don't have to. You don't have to be just another cookie cutter. And you have to be brave enough to find yourself, know yourself, resolve all of the things that you agreed to that's insulting your soul. Because without knowing how you do things, you'll never be able to really grow. And it's learning to observe who you are. It's learning to be in the space where you are without having your emotions screw you over. And the only way you know your emotions screw you over is listen to your thoughts. When your thoughts start to be less than love, we have defense systems, and we do everything we can to, survive. But you are so much more than just a human. You are way more than just a human. You are a spiritual being living in a human experience. And I want to help you become a spiritual human. That means you're going to be in this suit, this meat suit, this God suit. And you're going to be into this world. But you can be, in it instead of it? But the point is, don't let it own you. You learn to hold your power. You learn to understand your emotions. Now, overcoming is so different than, what do you want to call it? Than resolving. Overcoming just means that you've probably suppressed and you ignored, you cut it out, you did whatever to change your personality of who you are. And again, you wouldn't even know who you are, but you're doing all of this overcoming to overcome your fears. But the root is still there. The root, now here's the thing, consciously, I'm talking to you. I'm aware of this. But hold on, spirits, stay behind because you're messing with the camera. If you just start to focus and overcome, and you're thinking positive and you're manifesting to some degree, and you haven't taken care of the root. And that is, can be simply as, oh, I got to stop talking so much because it's wrong. That's a belief system. And if you, it's also a self-imposed limitation. And if you were to take that and you consciously are not doing anymore, it's called an automatic program. Your physical body will then take over that will. And then your will is no longer your own. So you don't have the willpower to go to the next step. So then your body says, we have to do this program according to how we are supposed to do it. So it's like a picture. It's like the GPS. You typed it in and says, this is what I have to do. So you're going to come up a bump up against it with all of the people in your space, including your animals, including the TV shows, if you really learn to listen to spirit. Okay, and that's part of my job, is to help you listen to spirit. So as time goes on, if you still don't know who you are, you already can define how your life's going to be. And your physical body will start to become sick. Because emotions are chemical peptides. They make you feel good, they make you feel bad, they help you think, they help you be. But you do have power over them. But we forgot how to do that. And the fun part is that when you start to realize that you're made of an electromagnetic energy and you can tap into that yourself and learn how to focus it, you will become much more enlightened. And when you do that, you start to notice, start to decide, start to own your power. And that energy that you used to respond to that moment, to react to that moment, to create that moment, well, stays in your body. But when you resolve it, that energy gets to go back into the reservoir for you to say, I want to create differently today. And it's a choice. And it's so much better than just overcoming. It's so much better than just trying to cope, manage, pacify, and deal with life. You're actually resolving to evolve. You're learning how to heal instead of deal with life. So what I would like you to do is just, stay with me. And because you can share this, and then we'll see who shared it and put your name in the box. But I also will probably be picking out some names. So stay with me. And if you did share, you can say shared, which will help me help you on what we should do as far as a reading. Now, a reading or a healing. Some of you are new to me and some of you are not. And the reading can be very simple as, why did my husband treat me like an asshole today? Well, I will tell you, because the energies I'm reading is the energies that are in the meridians. And there goes the spirits. Now they're going to really mess with the camera. So that means I got to really pay attention here and focus on you and try to figure out why they're doing that. I need a new camera too. But, will I get that job question? That's not a yes or no. It should be, but you have so many. Thank you for the share. You have so many variables above your head that I see. And they're connected to this one long meridian that's broken up in 14 pieces. And each of those meridians are connected to organs or a system, and they're connected to your emotions. They have distinct emotions. So small intestine emotions. Ready? Small intestine. Yeah, you know that small intestine that rolls around in your gut. Well, it's about loss and abandonment. It's about being vulnerable. And I have my little handies book. I have several, but this is my thin one. And it's about deserted, absent-minded, depressed, numb. I know you know what numb feels like. Profoundly deep, unrequited love. Oh, that is such a interesting one, because you're thinking, oh, I love them, but they'll never love me, or they'll never notice me. But got a spider that just ran by, so that's a good sign. It's about interconnection and weaving together, and that's how they're telling me right now. So we're learning how to communicate here together. Okay, so getting back to unrequited love. you're a child, okay? And you keep, like, for instance, one of the things that's coming in this last few days with this new energy that's vibration and frequencies, it is to deal with those things that keep you from love. Now, they're pretty much all of them do that. But what I've noticed with the patterns, like the other day, I said, my lens that I have over my eyes that is created as a 3-year-old sees that I asked, and I'm waiting for a particular response. So I'm this is my strategy, not that I'm doing now. It's a strategy and a program that runs in the body. And so I asked, hey, can I have a donut? And without realizing that I don't need to ask, just go do it. But yet, it's the program. It's something that you cannot see above. Okay, my job is to help you so that you can see it, and then you're going to go observe yourself in a whole new way from a spiritual perspective, and you're like, oh, I'm giving my power away there. Why am I even asking? What am I really doing? Because it's not about blaming anybody. It's about understanding and owning what you're doing. Okay? Now, again, if I'm having this program and I'm running it and I'm not spiritually paying attention, I can cause the person I'm with to become out of sync. And if I don't learn to own that as a spiritual being, then I will not be able to grow. Now, you can listen to cues of what people say that can either hurt you and go, oh my God, or you can go, God, that hurt. But why? Why am I attached to that? And you can learn to question about how you see things. And that, because a projection, you can project your crap onto everybody, but you're always continuously projecting out, because this is basically the ego is an electromagnetic guiding omni-apparition. It is a lens of a camera, and it'll focus in and out on what it's supposed to do. The moment you become over-attached with this matter, with this vibration, then it owns you, because the more energy you do keep in there, or you're stuck being in that position, then you have to keep repeating it until you resolve it. And when you resolve it, that energy comes back. So the over-identification with matter, okay, causes you to be in situations where you're in and out of sync with people, your job, anything in life. I mean, people who just wake up and you just have a bad day. You're out of sync right from the start. And why? What's the importance of that? You can see it as a whispering opportunity to a bee sting, to a bitch slap, to a flying bitch slap. I mean, that's the one that knocks you down on your knees and makes you cry your ass off. And you're like, why? Well, we can answer those questions, because your body ends up telling you a story. The small intestine. The small intestine is that as a child, I learned when I asked, and they say yes or no. But I also put a self-imposed limitation on myself, which was, okay, if I say it a couple times, if I say it more than that, then they're gonna get angry. Again, program. And if they show up of not giving to me, that means they didn't want me to have it in the first place. Why? Why did I view it that way? Well, a lot had to do with when I saw my family, and my mother would just get upset. So I'd stand back and go, I don't want to do that to my mother. So I learned from cues. Oh, look at this sibling is saying, asking and asking and asking. That's making mom mad. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So my program is maybe to ask once, or learn not to ask at all. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and it's important that you see how all this is really function in your life. So unrequited love is, I don't see my mother love me as much as I want her to. But she still can be just as loving as she always has, but she has to be the parent, if that makes any sense. So it's so important to understand that you are so much more than just this human being. You are a spiritual person having this experience. And again, now my moderator is home, and she's ready to take and look and see who shared and who hasn't. So remember, if you share this live, I don't have a meme for you to share, but you can share this video. And when you do that, then you can take and have your name put into the hope chest. What is the hope chest? It is a box that collects all of the names that really want to have a reading. You know, it's going to be the universe choosing who gets a free reading. And we're going to do readings in a few minutes because it's, you know, I can't see the time. But we'll be doing some readings so that you can get to know me, readings and healings, so that you can understand what that is. So share away so your name goes in the box. And say, hi, Lenore. That is my moderator. She's here. And so every time you share, you know, let us know. She'll look and see how many people shared. She'll put your name in the box, and then we will begin to draw. So if you really want, it's like asking a question, you want to know the answer. Well, if you really want a reading, a free one, you're more than welcome to say that you shared so that we can put your name in the box. If you want an expedite reading, which means you want an online paid reading, so I can do this with you online, then you can just go to, and Lenore will put it in there, it's B Power. Yep, my last name's Power now. B Power MW, that means medicine woman, so B Power MW .weebly, that's WEEBLY.com. And then you'll see all the expedites. And hopefully it'll come up and say you paid. And if you paid and we didn't get on today, I will be coming again. And our next one is on Thursday. Now, if this format works, I'm going to be doing it twice a week. And it will be at this time. I'm going to have communicate, talk, teach. You have questions. Now, sometimes Spirit will come in and overwhelm all of you, because what it is that there's energy in the words. You may know what the word spiritual means. You may know what human being means. You may know what ego means. But it is about redefining. It's about learning what it is that helps you awaken. Getting on the same page, learning about what your soul is asking, not just what you think you know life is. And you then become, you unravel, and you begin to question, you begin to see, and you begin to grow, and you have gone to that next step of becoming more you. The older you get, and it's true, the older you get, the more you begin to say, I don't like behaving this way. You call it a flaw. I call it a program. You call it is that I'm being held back, or I'm stuck. And I look at it and your soul saying, your soul saying, can you heal this now? Is what I'm hearing. The bitch slaps, the whispering opportunities. Can you heal this now? Can you heal this now? Is all I hear. And then I look and say, your soul wants you to heal this, of how you actually see love, the lens about how you see love. And it's in this particular story. Okay, great. Now you have information. Now I love to give meats and potato. I love to get that information. I love that. But I also want you to be able to heal, to resolve, to evolve. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. See, so I know Lenore's got your putting your name down, putting it in the box. That's awesome. We can do that. So again, if you want a free reading, share away so that I know you're asking and raising your hand saying, you know what, I'd like one. And that means I'm not just picking somebody that may, you may feel embarrassed. So again, if you want a reading, you need to share away. So, look at some more wonderful names. We like that. Now, I have to wear one contact in this eye. And supposedly, it's supposed to give me 20/20 vision, because this one can't see far away, but it can see up close. This one can see far away, but not up close. And it's supposed to work out. So, frigid. I do not miss the cold. No. Yeah, last week was 117 degrees Fahrenheit, or 44 Celsius or something like that. But I managed to live through it. We had an air conditioner, a small one. I stayed in one little room, ran in and out, took showers, all of this, drank lots of water. So I would rather feel toasty and warm, but not just from just electric heater or a stove, wood stove, you know. Mm-hmm. So my bones are so happy with me that I've moved here. But this is wonderful to see the names. Again, if you want a free reading, just share away so that we can put your name in the box. I will learn how this format's going to be, how it'll work. And if it's comfortable, I'll do it twice a week. And so it always should start around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the USA. Why Australia? Good question. Because I got married. I wasn't looking for anybody. I knew that my life was on a path switch, and because Spirit told me, you stick with me, you'll learn about this. I had said it on other videos, be teaching classes so you can understand them. But when your life picks up, turns, and drops you and says, this is the way you're supposed to go. It's a gentle whispering opportunity and not a bitch slap. And if you choose not to pay attention to it, you're just going to get slapped around until you finally go, oh my God, okay. And then you end up being in this direction anyway, but less chaos. So I ended up meeting a man. It was my client and everything else, and no big deal. And then as years went by, then all of a sudden we connected again, and everything started to seem different. And then Spirit says, you're going to marry this man someday. And I'm like, what? No. Get out of here. No. Oh, thanks for the share. And I was just like, you know, now see, my ex and me, we were already separated to some degree. He lived in his world. I lived in mine. He told me he wanted nothing to do with my life. And I'm like, okay. And it's hard to have a relationship when you're told that they don't believe in you, they don't like you, behaving that way. Please behave the way I want you to. That just ain't going to cut it. I gave him 2 extra years, and I said, look, you chose not to discover me. If you, and I was walking, and then I says, but if you can learn to know me, and then you can learn to love me, and you can learn that we can grow together, then I'll stay. And everything was just this try. A lot of, you know how the leopard runs real fast? I knew he was going to run out of steam because it was his telltale signs, his energy, everything said it. And then it finally happened. And then I says, well, I'm done. And he hates those words. And I couldn't quite leave, so I escaped. And I never looked back. I love my kids. I miss my kids. I love my friends. I miss my friends. I love my students. But I know that my soul said that this is the direction I'm supposed to be in. So then here I am. And it's the best decision I ever did. And if you're supposed to be in this direction in your life and you're not paying attention, you will get slapped around. And I'm going to tell you that when you finally begin to notice and to follow and to take those unknown steps that we're taught to be fearful of, you got great rewards. This is the happiest I've ever been in my life, except for having my kids. This moment, it's going on 5 years in February that I've been here, and I've enjoyed every single one of them. I look forward to my husband coming home from work. I look forward to hanging with him on the weekend. I look forward to him all the time. I love doing all of these little extra things because the unconditional love and the love that's being shared, you can feel it. You feel adored. You feel everything. And I just am happy. And the funny part is that I believe in empowering people. I lift you up, you lift me up, and we keep going to the point where we are just aiming in love. And when I saw that my husband loved me, he kept lifting me up, and I kept lifting him up. And it becomes a natural process that you do together so that your heart opens up further. You begin to heal. Okay, so we're getting on to 30 minutes in, and I'm going to see, I'm going to just say, hey, Lenny, hopefully we got some names in the box. And if you do, then if you think it's enough, then maybe we can begin to do the first read. And so in Australia, Adelaide, in a little suburb called Surrey Downs. Now, as I was saying, I have a last name, Power. I've been looking for my power. I empower people, self-empowerment. And then when I realized that the man that I do love and he loves me, his last name is Power, is like, oh my God, cha-ching, that's a beautiful name. Oh my gosh, hope has followed me all around. And so has self-empowered. Self-empowered. It's not power where it's hungry and thirsty and going after. It is owning your physical energy, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual energy that you, thank you for the share, that you can start to feel love in every aspect. Okay, so we have our first, Julie Rexon. I tell you, girl, just to share with the audience, that name, we went to school together years ago. And then think life happened. And all of a sudden that name came up again. It's like, and you were on my mind before we ended up connecting again. And it was just one of those things. It's when you remember beautiful people. Okay. Yeah, you got it. Now, what can you ask? I can do a cold read, which is I look at the energy field of your emotions and everything else, or you can just come, saying, I'm stuck, or I don't know. You want an answer about something. Yeah, but again, try not to do future readings because you have too many variables. But I will tell you what would stop you from having what you want. Oh, hello, my loves. All right. She says she misses me. Yes. Yeah, I miss all of everybody. But I know that in my heart, I send out love to everybody. And when people, especially when names will pop up and I'm like, oh, wow, I haven't thought of them in a long time. And then I just keep sending these love vibes of saying, I support you and, your endeavors, whatever it is, grow, 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 because we need to awaken so much more. Okay, so my timer, you get 7 minutes, and guess what? I got to reset it. Now, we can do a healing, but first starting out, you're going to get to know me, and I'm going to get to know you again energetically. What pendulum should I use today? Feel green. Okay. What comes to you on, she says, tell me about what comes to you on the professional life and my weaknesses. Okay, so now all of a sudden, energetically, there is this infinite energy that flows back and forth. She has connected and agreed, and so there's a permissions. And as that permission goes, we will go further. A lot of self-consciousness, the right and wrong. It's the communication, it's the contemplation about what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do. And, I keep hearing it over and over. Hold on, I hear somebody coming in from the spirit side. Just give me a second. The conscious contact, that is, you're consciously coming in contact with yourself. That's not the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. Even though maybe over here it's the right thing to do, but in this wave of energy, it is the right thing to do. So you become very self-conscious. People are watching what you're going to do. People are going, you become very self-conscious. Now, both of those patterns can be broken and resolved so that you can become more aligned with the healthy aspect, because there's two extremes. And sometimes we live in those two extremes, and it's about finding the integration so that when you stand on the teeter-totter, instead of in the middle where it can be balanced, you can actually do the splits, and it's not going to, you're going to have a slight waver, but you don't have to go to the extremes. So I'm hoping you can get that. And they said because of that, then you have a lot of things that keep coming up that says, oh, that's just unfair. So you have to question and that feeling. And now when you think of the feeling of unfair, it really can hurt. She says, keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Do we ever change enough? Can we? Yes. How do you do that? You have to stop being just human. You tap into you. And it's finding that authentic part of yourself. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn it on. Set the timer, I forgot to turn it on. So, lucky you. Okay. Unfair. This emotion really runs deep. It has a more of a root than you have with the right and wrong and the self-conscious. Those two can be healed out, but they play a big part in your unfair. So when I look and I say, okay, so let's hone in a little bit more about this. And they said, you've learned how to cope, handle, deal, and pacify certain emotions and things by becoming indifferent. Look these words up. They're very important that you define these words. And you'll feel when you define them, oh, that word sticks out just a little bit more. And as that word sticks out a little bit more, it is a twang. It is a feeling that that's how you connect with that particular definition of that word. So when you're looking at, worry comes up. That's not what I wanted to say. So it's when it's about being unfair, and when you go into how you cope, handle, and deal and pacify is you become indifferent. It helps calm down the worry, but all it's doing is putting it in the background so that you don't hear it. Now I'm curious, do you have any physical symptoms? Right now I feel like there's pressure, so there could be a little wax buildup, maybe a little ear ringing every now and then. Anyways, yeah, there's something about, okay, so you might be an auditory person. You know, there's visual, auditory, kinesthetic is feeling, and digital, which is all about words. So you don't have a feeling nature, but you have an auditory, which means you can hear people between the lines of what they're saying. Interesting enough is when you're stressed and you go from, this is beta, this is our conscious, we're talking about when you get really stressed, you're high beta. High beta makes you more paranoid, makes you more upset, makes you more feel like you're in survival mode, and you just gotta constantly, oh my God, and it becomes a constant stress. When that happens, your auditory then has another filter. Instead of being healthy and original listening, all of a sudden you're listening to specific cues. Oh, did you believe they just said that? Somebody else will be going, I didn't hear it, because they weren't meant to hear it. You were supposed to hear it. Why? Because your soul's saying, can you heal this now? Because this was way back. And I can look back. So as far as this particular, the indifference came when you started being 7. You had to learn not to be concerned about certain things. Life became unfair at age 3 when you have a particular way of living. So did you have an ordinary childhood, or was there siblings or something that got more attention? How do I want to say that? That's not what I want to say. There's somebody here and they're not making themselves known yet. They're standing in the back, and I feel like it could be a male. I can't remember what I asked for her to say. Not at all. Now the way there's something, I can't hear it. The way there's something in that household when you're growing up, I don't quite hear it. Oh, wait, she just said, okay, lots of verbal and physical abuse of myself and 3 older brothers. Okay. Does that have something to do with it? Yes. Tell me more. There was a lot of panic. A lot of panic. So you were waiting for the shoe to drop? What does that mean? She knows. Okay. They say you know. Oh, it was all anger. Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. So you had to learn to be indifferent so that you didn't have to feel that anger, but you also didn't have to feel that panic. Was that panic yours? No, you picked up. Did your mother have a lot of panic? You picked up, you zeroed in on your mother. All of a sudden, I just wanted to get nauseous. I wish this person would come forward. And since they're not, I'm just going to ask them, can you draw a card? Yes. Real quick. All right. So this person, they're standing just right there. They're watching. They're quiet. He's just aged. He started out young, and all of a sudden now he looks like an old man. He's deliberately not coming in clear because there's not what do you say? Okay, so the clear intention, if she wants her professional life to get into gear, you're going to have to get clear intention. Well, that is good advice. That really is good advice. But is there anything specific? No. Is there a card? Yes. Okay. And we're waiting just for a second. Hi. Okay. Now, what deck am I using? This is the Energy deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. It has an upright and reverse. Now, the card came in is number 32, called The Door to Spirit. And it came in upside down. So what we're going to do, and now upside down don't mean bad, it just means it has an opposite meaning. If you're just joining us and you want a free reading, then just share away, and my Lenny will take and put your name in the box, and so that we can do this. Now, this person, again, they're staying fuzzy. They want you to become more clear with your intentions. And then it says, when this card is reversed, you may find yourself feeling extreme disconnect. Good point. You want me to check that? Yeah, the reading's up, but I will finish this. It says, it seems your intuition is failing and you can't maintain the peaceful moments you are longing for. You may be too distracted by worldly matters or personal problems to arrive and enjoy the deeper sense of your spiritual connection. The paradox is that the more you let go of the drama, distractions, or intense emotions, the more your spiritual peace will bring you solutions for these issues. I'm sorry, all of a sudden I got a whistle. Does that mean anything? I hear a whistle. It's a constant whistle. So relax and let go. Meditate on your soul self, your higher self, and reside in your own center. Allow that connection to grow. Now, before I go any further, connections are so important. So I'm going to check to see if your spirit is inside your body. And what does that mean? Well, I'm alive. No. We actually, our consciousness is outside, and we use a signal to get inside the body we choose. And there are signal receptors to receive this. When life and crap happens, we'll always have a connection to it until we're ready to die. But we will kind of stand outside ourselves because we're not needed, wanted, because you're over-identifying with matter too much, and emotions will dislodge this and push your spirit more to the side. And this is where usually physical issues or really life crap will come up over and over. I'm just going to check, is her spirit in her body 100%? Yes. Is her body communicating with the spirit 100%? No. So there's the disconnect. It is your physical body isn't, so you can receive in, but you're not communicating and sending out because it's like you're pulled back. Okay, so thank you for the share, and Lenny is right on top of it. Let's see. So in this case, your physical body, what part of your physical body is not the respiratory, your breathing. So it's your lung area. Why? What is really happening? You have to be in silent brooding all the time, which then causes this energy. So connect with me again if you want. And on my website, bpowermw.weebly.com, you can actually book an appointment to have a FaceTime with me in our private, or you can wait until next time and do it on the air. But and do it with Expedite. So we can connect that back up. We need to create a connection. We have to first dislodge the emotion. It's not hard to do. It's actually quite simple. There are free healing tools if you choose to want to try to do it on your own, because some people just think they do it and then they miss a lot of points. If those free tools, you can go to, oh, I do have it on the website, bpower.mw. Okay, bpowermw.weebly.com. All right. Yes, keep listening to this. You can re-listen, go back to that point and get all the clues, redefine all the words that is necessary, because the more you do, the more you be at that, what do you want to call it? Get more into your life. But right now, it's hard to spiritually be connected, to get that information to help you grow. So you're going to repeat a lot of problems. But we can resolve those. Resolve to evolve and heal instead of deal. So I've seen a bunch of people come on. Wonderful. Thank you. I loved looking at the names. I still got to be professional, though. Whew. Okay, so if you look, the website is already put up. Lenny has put it on. This is like and share and subscribe, and notice that the link is there. Okay, energy. Dissipate. I don't know what that is, but I do see some people that are... Okay, so if you have a lot of doubts, you might be needing seeds, learning, or just to prove that you're right, and I'd say don't watch. But if you just curious and you need to grow, then, and you need to just keep fighting against yourself until all of a sudden you see what you need to see. Now you're going to find proof that I'm wrong, and you're going to find proof that I'm right. You get to choose how you want to grow and to learn and to be. If you're content and you're happy and in your little bubble, stay there. That's where you're meant to be. And if life slaps you around, wake up and maybe figure out why. All right. If you have any questions of what I'm talking about, slap it up. I'll listen. Like I said, I only got one contact, and because that's what the doc told me, and I'm doing my best to see it. Now, okay, we're in sync. Room's cleared. Next group of people. Thank you. Yeah, it's a... Yeah, thanks. All right, so I'm waiting for the next connection to come up. So Lenny, if you're ready, we can just pick out another name. Oh, geez. Whole bunch of people just came in. And if you want a free reading, then you go ahead and you share this video and your name, and say shared, and your name will go into a box. Lenny checks every now and then to see who shared and who hasn't, and we go from there. Philomena! Was it Cardone? Ooh, yay. Okay. Perfect timing. Hi, Brenda. Yes, perfect. Okay. Usually there's a delay when I say the name and I have to wait, but you're here. You don't have to worry about that. Awesome. Okay. Oh, so you're the one with the busload of people. See, Spirit already knew who was going to be picked before you. It's weird because they're showing me a bus. People are getting off, but they're walking in twos behind me. And they're standing far enough back because they know that the tape line they're not really supposed to cross. But it's the formation that they're doing it in. And it's not just following my rules. There's... Okay, so it's unclear. I'm going to wait for the... Oh, okay. So, yes, I will. Okay. One at a time. Pick one group person to talk. Okay, I'm going to set the timer. You get 7 minutes. They want you to, oh, now they're arguing about what to really share. Okay, I'll tell them that. You just, okay. What happens is when I'm communicating, I get information from all of the energies around me, okay? And it is from the bandwidth that where all things are, all the information and light and all of this, and it's a very safe environment to be in. Then people connect up through that, and then the spirits, other side, different levels, angels, all of these will all come through, and it is through that particular hourglass shape of energy. They are not deciding who wants to get to speak. The woman is speaking the loudest, is saying, I hope you can hear me because I want to be the one, the moderator or the person that talks. But then there's this younger man, but he seems older, that is coming through. So I'm just going to stop. They can argue all they want, but tune those out, and I'm just going to pull in spirit to pick up from the whole of the group. And they're saying there's a lot of contempt. Contempt. The question is it coming from somebody that's coming through, and that's how you'll know me? Or is that, are you saying that she sees with contempt? No. You see with contempt. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Is it my sister? Does she swear? I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm just going to have her come over here. Sit. Did you have unfinished business as far as, she have unfinished business and you thought things were resolved? There's something in particular that is coming through. Wrong deck. I don't have that deck. So what they do is I go through my file system. When I lived in the United States, I had decks of all kinds, oracle decks of all kinds. And she wants me to use a specific one, which I don't own anymore. Just talk. Okay. I promised her a reading. I'm going to give her one. Philomena, if you understand the word contempt or understand anything I've said so far, let me know, because the next word that's popping up is letting go. I don't know if she needs to let go or you need to let go, but there's something that's not letting go. And it keeps coming up, and it has to do with the pride. Somebody's pride was hurt. And obsession. It is the constant obsession. It's the constant thinking. So out of the 41 thoughts per minute, 39 of those could be about that particular subject. Now, it may not be now. It could have been in the past. I just got a blow to the head. What's that about? Well, they're not hurting me. They're trying to tell me something. Habits. Habits of what? Being smacked around? Yes. It can look like hysterical at some points, but you just don't get me because it goes into panic. Okay, she's trying to tell you something. I don't know. Like, if it's not them, then is she looking at something in your life? No. What are you trying to tell me? Because what Philomena said, if you haven't read it, it says, my sister and I didn't have any unresolved issues before she passed. There's something very specific. Is it the argument that you guys are having? No. A contempt for not letting go of something. Are you talking about something in the past? Yes. What age? Her age, not yours. Hers. So something happened at 5 years old. Something happened at 5 years old, and whatever it is, she wants you to stop taking the blame. because it then erupted over years to be something of what? Of a silent brooding, and she took that with her. So you had, well, just review what we just read, and it may come to you. Tell me something very specific about 5. A panic. Okay, so they're pointing to an engram, and what an engram is like if you lost consciousness, or if you, it's a certain level of the brain state that when you're in it, everything becomes the same. For instance, mom and dad are in the kitchen, mom's on the ladder, there's kids running around, dad's screaming at the kids, mom's trying to put something on the shelf, she falls, she hits her head, she goes unconscious, and then they say, oh my God, is she all right? Is she dead? Is she dying? You know, and you will hear bits and pieces at that stage. As you do, you start to connect them, think they're all the same, but the smells, the sound, everything will start meaning the same. That doesn't mean you have been unconscious. Now, again, they hit me in the head. I don't know what that's about. It could have been that particular time. And so because of that, it is a very specific thing. The main thing is that she wants you to stop taking the blame. See, the engram's huge, because if you do have an engram, then you'll have triggers everywhere without knowing it. She says, I was always clumsy as a child. Well, apparently there was one particular incident. She's not giving me detail. I would love detail, but I'm not getting it. Oh, shoot, time's up. But take that with you. If you want to know more, then, you know, go to my website, contact me, make an appointment, do whatever. Or you can expedite it and we can go live again. So just look at the clues of what I said, write them down, because she's very determined that something needs to be addressed and to heal. Is there anything specific in the physical? No. That's what she says. I love you. Okay. So she knows the time's up. So she's always with you anyway. But she says there's some kind of cards or something. And you had your turn. And we thank you for such a deep insight if you think about it. Okay. Toast. I smell toast. Is that still you? Toast. Something got burnt. No, I just smell fresh toast. Okay. Anyways. Pay attention to little things, which I'm sure you always do anyway. Yeah. She says, she puts her hand on my shoulder. Yep. That's it. That's me, sis. That's it. But it's a very strong connection that you can actually feel. Little clues everywhere. She does want you to heal that, though. I thought we just repeated this. Yes. Okay. Lots of kisses. Okay. Next. As the room gets to clear. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's sometimes they don't come in clear, but they want you to heal a particular thing. This is why they love coming through. Thank you for the share. Another name into the chest, and we'll let give Lenny time to put that name in. I pray that this is a very successful live feed, because I want to be able to do it maybe twice a week. I'm going to give it a shot on Thursday, this Thursday. So USA Eastern Standard Time, it would be 9:30 it would start. I want to like to do YouTubes and maybe Blog Talk. I don't know. My friend is going to help me so I can have people that I can click on, and then you would come on live. You can just be pull the picture up and talk if you don't like your face being seen, or you can just put an animal. I don't care. But in front of that camera. But to hear your voice is what's important. All right. And Lenny just picked one. It is Beth Williams. If you're here, say yes. And then we can go from there. Okay. You must have had a really big knot, a bulbous, a knot. Because when they whacked me, they showed me it wasn't just a whack, it was something that came out of it. Ah, yes, Beth. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Do you have any particular question or anything that you want me to direct my focus, or I can do a cold read, or however you would like me to do it? We can go from there. Sorry, I'm getting a little thirsty. Swimming pool, what's that about? All right, she just said thank you, so I'm just going to do a cold read. Swimming pool. Somebody drowned or have some type of incident with water, but I feel so dehydrated. How is that possible? Oh, my partner that passed a few weeks ago suddenly with water issues. Hold on. The word came up was develop. I'm like, develop what? Develop. She absorbed what? I just broke my pendulum. Get another one. Oh. Well, then it might have been a choking issue. Fluids, from, because I didn't say what kind. Now, when you said absorb, you're talking about her or you're talking about yourself? Yeah, stay behind the camera, please. Okay. Well, trying to get into the camera is not how you, you can be with her, but just be over here and be with her at the same time. Absorbed. We're going to find out what that is. What are you trying to say? This is awkward. Why is it awkward? Now all of a sudden he's not saying anything. All right, I'm going to do a read. You get 10 minutes, my dear. Okay, so I don't mean to be silent, but I'm listening. And they said something about there's a repulsion compatibility, and I'm just going to explain what that is. Energetically, when we're compatible with everything, it'd be like a magnet. It comes together. But when it starts to become incompatible, it'll start to bolt away. And when it gets to 0, because it's a plus 10 compatible, and then it goes plus 9, plus 8, down to 0. When it becomes, can't do it backwards. When it becomes repulsive, it goes into the negative. They're saying that they were incompatible up to a 9. Don't worry, it's not about relationship. It's about something very specific. And that is why there was a trigger, is from what I can say. See, something to do with the nerve. Oh, no, I'm starting to shake. Nerve supply is within a body part. Okay, what body part? Large intestine, not letting go of something. What are you referring to? What are you referring to? Oh, I had to pick up another pendulum. Being controlled, fearful of being controlled. Well, that would make sense. If you were fearful of being controlled, absolutely controls you. There's absolutely nothing you can do. So the fear of being controlled. So when I say, so then When did this start? All right, well, give me an age. Age 12 is when it really began to become noticeable. Things when people try to control something in the environment, it starts to trigger, and it would affect his nerves because it goes, oh, geez, oh, Pete's now it's going into, give me a minute. He's controlled by his family. Okay. Oh, trigen. Oh, sorry, I know what that is. Do you need to go in here? Hold on, just stand back. It wasn't as painful as you thought it would be. It looked dramatic. Were you there? Did you see it? Did somebody see it? Okay, go back to that. All right, let's just stay there. It'll give me the physical symptoms. So what happens is that when it becomes incompatible, your physical body, according to him, his physical body really would take a hit. It's like you eat gluten and you have an instant reaction and you're like coughing and everything else and take it out of your system. It would just suffocated him. It started to really affect him. He hated the fear of being alone. He's using that strong sense of the word. There's something he hated, and about being alone was what he snuck the words in. His daughter she was 16. Okay, yeah. Oh, my stomach. Okay. There was a lot of disgrace, shame, and guilt. Are you still talking about yourself? Just keep going. Okay. That was how you get controlled. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so shame and guilt was that how you were controlled. Now all of a sudden I am just like drenched and starting to get drenched in sweat. I'm not sure why he's using such a physical sensation. Oh my God. Did you come from a particular background for me to do that action that I just did? I didn't do it very well, but it came out. I don't know if you saw it. Yes. Okay, so I want her to confirm that. Okay. Always had to make sure it was done right. Done right. I don't know who that is. Done right. What the hell's that? I feel like I'm baking now. You know how you spoon or whatever you call it? Dollops. Stop it. So I don't know what his hobby was. I don't know what his job was. Okay, anything particular? You said that the reason that the trigger was because of being controlled, and you've given this message so far. Is there anything specific about her that I love you? Okay, anything else? I know it's not singing. Do you have the fear of being alone? Or did he have a fear that he was, wait. So do you feel that he feared that because of the epilepsy, that he was constantly worried and feared that he was going to leave you alone? And I just see this a lot of back and forth, worried of being alone. No, indifference. Who was indifferent? You showed that you're different so that he wouldn't worry or something. Okay. He had the fear. Okay. Who distrusted that energy, that fear, all of that? Story. Did you tell yourself a story? People tell stories? What are you trying to say? She's holding a picture in her mind that keeps repeating a particular story. Okay, gotcha. That would require healing, but we have to figure out what that story is, because without knowing what that story could be. Okay, so he had the fear. So it is him. She is confirming all that. What picture? All right, so he just said that he wants to flash some things in your head. His eulogy, is this it? Yes. Ooh. So the picture of the eulogy, she said it was not good. Okay. All right. We're going to try to do this. And no, he says we're doing this. When you look at the eulogy, why am I scratching my head? Things are under your skin. Gotcha. Okay. When you think of the eulogy, I want you to focus on it just for a moment. And then as you're focusing on it, cover it with one eye. Which eye, I don't care. Just make sure you remember. Notice as you're looking at it, a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being it's the strongest. Now I'm going to connect into the energy field, and that'll help with it. What I want you to notice is you're going like this. You're focusing on it. 1, 2, 3, switch, remove, transcend, let it go, and you're going to cover up this eye. Now use just this eye to look at the particular, he scratched his head. Look at that particular thing, that eulogy. Notice on a scale from 0 to 10, and remove, transcend, and let it go, and switch eyes. Now you're going to keep doing this back and forth. Now, if you notice, the number is going to want to come down. You're looking at something very specific to the eulogy. Because now my mind wants to wander, but there's a very specific thing. You don't want to look at that. Just look at it anyway. Remove, transcend, let it go. Now switch eyes. Remove, transcend, let it go. Now switch eyes. And as you begin to re-begin that story, in that one particular picture, look at it again. Is the number coming down? Now it helps when the person is right here with you. Keep looking. Remove, transcend, let it go. And then you take and you only look through this eye now. Begin to notice that the pictures are there, but they have an intensity difference. Something you still don't want to look at. Re-look at it again. Start from the beginning. Background. There's these background noises. Remove, transcend, let it go. All right. So take your hands down just for a minute, and as you look through one eye, I want you to tell me if there's a number. 0 to 10. 10 being, oh my God, because what I feel is it is coming down, and regardless if you're playing with me or not, I am you. I'm the surrogate of you at this point. All right, so remove, transcend, let it go. Oh, this one's really strong. We're going to finish up this healing real quick. Remove, transcend, let it go. Let it go. Switch. Remove, transcend, let it go. Look at it again. Listen to what things said about remove, transcend, let it go. Switch again. Oh, there's a shift. I felt it. Remove, transcend, let it go. Now, I'm just going to check. Left eye. Right eye. Okay. Now, I'm just going to say to finish it up, you push in your third eye and your belly button, push in and you lift up. Breathe in. We're going to hold the healing. And he just went through the camera. Why? Well, he did what he's supposed to do. He's going back home. Okay. So let me know, Beth. When you're looking at that picture, I need to know if there's something specific that you don't want to let go, or if you have let it go and there's a number changed. You can do this video again, watch it, go walk with me. But on the energetic level, it is clear for you to, if you have not let it go in the physical. Okay, so it is, we'll give you 15 more minutes of communication with the group. So what are we going to do with the format is, again, I'm going to teach you about becoming a spiritual human, not just being a human that has the emotions and life is overbearing. We're going to help you to understand those and then resolve, to evolve, to help you heal instead of deal. Because we have these programs of just to pacify as a child. Then we learn how to cope, handle, deal, manage. But all it is repression, suppression. It's about cutting it out. It's about pushing it away. It's about learning to overcome, but it doesn't do anything to the roots. The physical body starts taking a hit. You are welcome. And again, let me know, Beth, please, if you're looking at the picture, if you didn't quite understand it, watch it again. Communicate with me so I know. Okay. A lot of time I'm regrouping because now this area is clear. A lot of us have arrested development, and that's simply is that we've stunted our growth in certain areas so that we could live the way people want us to live. We have to live by certain rules, and we try to reinforce those with self-limitations or self-imposed limitations so that we can fit in with the family. And somebody has one dramatic childhood experience. Oh my God, a gun in the face. Just whoa, hold on, stop. That's too close. Okay, I'm gonna regroup, try again. Our pictures, okay, we will talk about that now. A whole bunch of people just came in the room again. Our childhood, if you're more of a visual person, which means you see with your eyes and not with your ears and not with your feelings and not with your thoughts, then you will see pictures. Our brain takes pictures. It takes a picture with each eye. Even if you didn't have eyes, you're still taking pictures, and your brain sees that way. So when you're auditorily listening, you're still taking a picture of that environment. Okay. I understand, Beth. Thank you. Okay, so when when her loved one on the other side asked that I helped to take out the picture out of the eye, it is not about diminishing the love that you have with that person that's passed. It's about taking away the pain and the emotions that lodged itself in there with life experience. And you're telling the body it's okay to dissolve the chemical peptide that's caused from that emotion, which creates the thoughts to go nuts and to create stories and to really take it to where it doesn't need to go. When you can calm all that down and in an energetic nature, you start to think your way out of a paper bag. You'll be able to focus more, and you'll be able to love more without having to have those blocks in your way. So in pictures of bad experiences that you can't get rid of, I remember when I was 7 years old, it doesn't affect me now, but it did when I was a child. And when you're molested, things are being said, things are being done. And you take pictures in many different forms, and it sits there. The only way I could handle it as a kid is I remember I cut it out. And I threw it out into a field. And this is over in Flint, Michigan. I threw it into a field as a little kid. I remember sitting on, back then they didn't have car seats and they didn't have seat buckles. So you sat on your sister or your brother's lap. And then they'd say, oh, you got a bony ass. And they would complain because you had to sit on their lap. Anyways, I was in a different state of mind because after that happened. And I remember sitting on my sister's lap. She says, you got a bony ass. Yelling at me. And, and I remember I cannot handle this pressure of this repeated thing that happened to me because it's out of your 41 thoughts per minute. It was 41 thoughts. And it was my constant 60,000 thoughts to 70,000 thoughts a day were on this. And everybody says, oh, you're weird, blah, blah, blah. All these nasty things. So what happens is that you end up learning how to cope, handle, deal, pacify. And what you do then is that you end up finding your tool so that sanity can come back, so that everything can start coming back to normal. But all it is doing is your subconscious mind is helping you to cope, handle, deal, and pacify. And these things show up later, and it causes you to have heart walls and other things that need to be healed. So I think because we have time, if you want to share, share now, get your name so we can put it in the box, and then I'll have Lenny draw one. So we'll give you a couple more minutes. And I see that Olivia, so yes, and some days she says, Olivia says, could you discuss what light language is one day? And yes, I could do that. A lot of times what I'm doing is a light language because I'm translating it into this crude language called English. Just to give you a little heads up. So I'll finish reading that. My context is drying out, but I do my best to see. Okay, so if you haven't shared now. Give you a few minutes so Lenny can put your name in the box. And I love when people talk. Thank you very much for Olivia for that. But if you're curious about what happens with life and how to overcome it, why did life happen to you the way it is? Why is life showing up the way it is? Why do people treat you the way it is? You can ask questions, and I will read your energy imprint to tell you why. We can go back to the root. We can see the emotions that's causing it, certain things to repeat itself, the program, and we can start to use tools to resolve, to evolve. Okay. So the next person up is Suzanne McManus. Hey, dear, if you're there, let me know, and I'll give you a reading, my dear. McManus. Are you and your husband watching together? That's wonderful. Okay, if you're there and you're ready for your reading, then say hi so that I know. I don't really feel a connect just yet. And that's okay. I feel a nerve disconnection. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Light language. Okay, but to communicate with spirit, whatever language is coming in, because we have a light body, we have light language, whatever is coming in. Thanks, Kelly. It's good to see you back in action. Me too. Whatever's coming in, it is learning how to communicate with that. It's learning to take that vibration and that frequency and learning to come up with it. The light and anything that comes in is already connected to you. It can come in too strong. Can you be a good receiver? Can you do it without getting burned out? And we have people, spirits in front of the camera again. Stop doing that. Get behind me. And what you do is you start to fine tune how you know how you know. If you learn how to become the observer and you're observing without trying to control it, you'll begin to know how you know, because you are going to say, oh, I've just learned that. Oh, and then you see it again. Oh, it starts creating a pattern. It's this kind of the same when it comes to start to learning your intuition. You're using that same observation tool, doing it again. You are going to learn how to heal the emotions so that you can hear. You're going to heal those negative thoughts so that you can hear. Now, when it comes to interpreting, if you don't have enough information in your file system, don't give them too many experiences of your life, because you're just giving them your lens instead of the universal lens or their lens. So you tap into this particular life of bandwidth. So if Suzanne McManus, Sue McManus, anybody, she's not here, I don't think, dear. So that means if she can put her hand back in the box, the chest box, the hope chest. Lenny created this beautiful box. You'll see the meme every now and then. If you want it. Now, in the future, I'm going to post that particular meme or picture, whatever you want to call it. And then you share that, and then we can see how many shares you've done. And so your name can go in the box. Or you can even share the live show. Okay, so as Lenny begins to do this, remember to tell your friends, do whatever you can. I'd love to keep doing this, this format, this would be ability to move forward. Okay, other people are talking, so. Oh, I'll be glad to go back and reread all this. That'll be good. Kelly, did you share my name, girl? If you got a yes, let me know. Oh, that's funny. Oh, wait, what is it, my friend? Oh, can't comment. You know what? Maybe because I forgot to go through my fan page. And if that's the case, because I noticed that I went through my personal profile instead of my fan page, but it was too late. I already started. So she can either become friends with me and I can pull her in that way so she can get other different things I don't put on my fan page, which is a lot of wonderful memes. So yes, Kelly, guess what? Miss Lenny says, Kelly Spencer. Just want to make sure you're ready. Ooh, musicians. Well, I don't know. They're all over there. Yeah, so yeah, it depends on the link you're going through. So yeah, next time I'll go through my fan page and comment away. I know she can't, but you can comment on my page anytime and become a fan on my one fan page, which is Medicine Woman for You. All right, here we go. Just do a cold read. All right, so what we're going to do is we will finish up by doing a reading for her. And I'm going to, because it is that last one, I'll just give you 10. Ready? Oh, it's the wrong button. Music, a lot of connections, a lot of reactions. You need music to get your soul to calm down. Where are we going? An auto response. So have you lived in auto response in the last? Yes. What was damaged? It's a habit. It's a habit to live in auto response. So is she living as a program? Oh, she's living. Okay. Yes and no. That is Medicine Woman, to one word, the number 4 and the letter U, whatever. She might say Brenda Power, Brenda Medicine Woman, or Medicine Woman Brenda in my fan page. Lenny can find the link and put it up there for you so that you can see that. Your interaction with the environment. That's what your auto response is? They said put your head down. Oh, not me, you. Hold on, what? Interaction. A hidden heart wall. Okay, so as you're interacting with as you're interacting with your environment, you have an auto response, and the lens that creates the auto response is a hidden heart wall. The hidden heart wall is comprised of an emotion that's lodging it, which is of insecurity. And this came at 2 years old. Again, interaction with uncertainty. So when at 2 years old, you were just uncertain, so then you became insecure. How about the other website, or my fan page? So I'm waiting for you to respond, because there's a part of your spirit that's waiting for part of your spirit. So we're looking for hidden. There's more. So I'm listening to that etheric aspect of you. Yes, the timer is on. Okay, so now I'm going to look inside your aura. What is the astral body of the astral plane? They're saying that the outgoing information from your chakras to your meridians is jammed. Is that because of the hidden heart wall? Yes. All right. Okay. Yes, heart wall. Good. Good to know. Oh, hold on. My screen disappeared. That's okay. We'll wait a minute. Hopefully it doesn't screw up the, what she calls it. Okay. They're playing with me. They are freaking playing with me. If you, oh my God, they're even cutting out my words. This heart wall is very, very strong. They said that you should have grown another inch or so, but the energy pushes it, just pushes it. It's a very interesting, it's an interesting feeling. It's a really weird feeling. They want me to get this. And what do they want me to get? They want me to get what? Okay, so what do we know? We know that there's a heart wall and it's about insecurity. The heart wall is insecurity. It's made of steel from what I can see, but it actually started to stunt your growth. So your chakras, is it all chakras? No. How many chakras? 4 chakras. And which ones? The 3rd chakra, the 5th chakra, the 7th, and the 10th. That energy is unable to, so it comes through spirit, goes through your chakras, and unable to get into your meridian channels, so so that the energy and the feedback is in great communication. I messed up electronics all the time. Does that have any? Yeah, that's got some of it, because why would you want to have clear communications? So now let's go back. Do we need to know why the insecurity? No. All right, my dear. If you don't have a magnet, I would say get a magnet, a refrigerator magnet. Any of you that in the future, if you want to do certain healings with me, understand I use magnets. A simple refrigerator magnet is all you need. And well, I don't have my one, but I have this. You don't even have to use a magnet. I can just use my hand. Okay. I'm going to use this because I'm going to send the frequency and I'm going to connect with your field. And we're going to, once we begin to remove this hidden heart wall insecurity, and how many times? 10 times. Understand that from here, okay, this means it's going backwards, but from the tailbone up, it comes around and connects. That is your governing meridian. When you start to remove the emotions out of the body, you remove it out of the governing meridian with intention. In this case, it is to remove the intention of hidden heart wall. They're slowing me down, so I don't know if you're looking for something. You can just use your hands, sweetheart. Do this with me. Okay, so 10 times. What that means 10 times is I'm going to roll 10 times. And since I can't go down my back, it's just going to imagine that the energy is going down my back. You can do that 10 times. We're going to say hidden heart wall insecurity as we roll 10 times. So if you're ready, you just say ready and we will do this. So I'm just going to connect up further. Ooh, got a jam signal on this side. Let's make it a little bit more clearer. There you go. So like she said, if she's ready, then we'll go. If not, I will just do it. And then you can watch the video later and do it. Here we go. Okay, we're just going to do it. Okay, breathe. And you say, hidden heart wall insecurity. 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 It's completely safe. Hidden heart wall insecurity. Hidden heart wall insecurity. Hidden heart wall insecurity. Hidden heart wall insecurity. If it wasn't safe, your spirit wouldn't have let me do this because it'll be used as a safety blanket. Is it still there? No. And the thing that your soul is saying that she's worried about is that if you didn't have that there, then I'm not going to be able to have control. And then if without having control, then, and I can feel it and I can hear it. Okay, so on your own, if you remember how to do hope therapy, Oh, this wants to take my breath away. R2D. We got a few minutes, but you can hold it now. So right wrist, and there's 3 positions, 1, 2, 3, underneath the thumb, 1, 2, 3. And the position that you want is the second one. So I'm not flipping you off. So you put your thumb there. D means deep or soft. So you're going to push in deep, but don't strangle it, but just push in deep. Finger here, wrap your fingers. And then you place on your, oh my God, points, the hairline, and this point here, because it's emotions. And you're going to just like this, and you're going to think about, without this, I'm going to have no control. So go into that panic, that fear, the anxiety, and then you hold it. Now, I would hold it, but I'm not. I'm going to energetically hold it, and you're going to put it on a scale from 0 to 10, and it's a big whopping ass 10. And so I'm just going to let the reconnection energy to rebalance you as you do this. No problem. She says, yes, control issues. Sorry for the physical you feel for me. And that's okay. I'm observing. Yeah, and it'll be all yours when I'm done. There we go. Okay, so you do that, and you may have to take it further because they're showing me that there's some in the lung and some in the kidney. But if you just take that first step and start getting that particular panic feeling, that particular lack of control, just focus on lack of control. Oh my God, I'm going to be controlled. Lack of control. And you focus on that, and you'll be amazed. Okay, so Kelly said it is a big fat 10. We want to bring it down to 0. Do not, when you think you got it gone, double check. And if you don't believe yourself, you wait. Universe will show you. Okay, holding that spot again. Again, it's in a couple more spots. You can contact me for healing, or however you want to do it. Keep trying to heal it. Hold that spot again. Tap, EFT. But this is a big one, which means it's kind of back to the mothership. It is how your body will remind you that you're not in control and force you to start to being in control, and then you jumpstart your mind, and then you have to go back into routine. We want to disrupt that. Okay. Yeah, we want to take you out of fight and flight. Breathing is very important. For any of you that are in fight or flight, before I leave, just understand it's about breathing in and out, right? Well, notice if you're breathing and holding your chest versus bringing the air down to your stomach. To help you, your autonomic nervous system, so that it can go balanced and go into rest and digest, you can take 2 tennis balls, put it in a sock, and then you can rest your part of your skull here. You can just put it there and then rest your head. Lay on it. 2 or 3 minutes, 20 minutes. Fall asleep, fall off it. Doesn't matter. It works. Or when you breathe in through that nose, you don't want just your chest. You want your stomach. And you breathe in. Make sure your hand comes out. And then when you let it out, you need to let it out, which is, okay? And then the second time, just let it out by the breath in the mouth. And then you suck in your gut. Hold it. And then you let it out. And you do that 2 or 3 times, and it resets the autonomic nervous system. Again, breathe in through the nose. I held my breath there. And then don't talk because you let air in. And then you let it out. And again, you help. You want that autonomic nervous system to reset. And the only way to sometimes get reset without doing healing with the emotions is to do a couple exercises. All right. We appreciate and love all of you here. I think this is a success without me even advertising. So I will be back here on Thursday at 1 p.m. South Australian time, which is 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the USA. I will be putting up a meme, I believe, and we'll give it a go and see what happens, and then we'll find our routine. I love you too, Tabitha. Thank you, Kelly. Everybody, You're a wonderful audience. So you can watch this video again and again and again. Thank you, Lenny, for all of your wonderful help. And as I put up memes, a meme, you can share that throughout the week. We will see that you shared, and your name will go into a box. Okay? The hope chest. And we will get you to begin to see life in a whole nother manner. Tammy, love you, girl. Haven't seen you in a while. Aw, you're welcome, Olivia. I love all these wonderful names and faces, and we're gonna come up with some really cool things to do, and I'm gonna learn how to get this to be interactive so that a person can come on. If you don't want your beautiful face on there, you can just have your voice and have a picture of you, or you can have a teddy bear. I don't care. I want to be able to have more communication so we can really zone in on healing, and the audience will be able to hear a lot more about how this works. When you begin to understand how this really works, then you're going to jump on board of wanting to take more control with your life. And it isn't about ego control. It's about becoming a spiritual human. And I love you all very much for joining me. Rewatch the videos. Do everything that helps you grow. Let's empower each other together, okay? All right. Love you all. And I will see you next time. Stay blessed.